Arsenal host Palace in the Carabao Cup quarter-finals. It's a repeat of last year's quarter-final where Arsenal did go 1-0 down, but a Gabriel Jesus hat-trick saw us go through in a 3-1 win. The winner of the two teams will go through to face Chelsea. In the other semi-final is Newcastle versus Man City, who've already booked their place in the semi-final. Now, the context around this game is really interesting. Palace have played a lot of football and haven't won either of their last three, suffering heavy defeats to Man City and to Leeds as well in the Premier League. So the question is, will they rotate as Arsenal are expected to rotate a little bit too? I'm not sure. There is a big gap between this game and the next Premier League game, so I have a feeling they might go quite strong. Having won the FA Cup too, I think they know and have that taste for what it's like to win a cup competition. Assuming they go strong then, what is my predicted 11? What do I think Mikel Arteta is going to go for in this game? Well, I think there's no question Kepa's going to start in goal. We're going to rotate. I don't see why not. He's a brilliant number 2 and probably deserves more minutes than he's had this season, maybe certainly in the Champions League phase. I think he's going to go with Timber at right back because there is no other right back. At centre back again, I think he's going to go Saliba and Capia and feel that Calafiori is the one that needs the rest, so those two will play together. Saliba had a few weeks off with injury. Therefore, thinking that Calafiori probably needs a break, I think he'll go for Lewis Skelly at left back, and I think he deserves to start. So the midfield is interesting. Will he go and take out the whole midfield engine room of Zubimendi and Rice and bring in Norgard and Marino? I think he will. I think it's going to be wholesale changes there, mainly for the legs, but also just to rest the two that are needed for big Premier League games coming up. That means in the right 8/10, I'm going Eberechi Eze, or at least that's what I think Arteta's going to do. I do something different, but more on that later. On the left, I think he's going to go for Gabriel Martinelli. He's been coming off the bench recently. Arteta still loves the player, trusts him. I think he's going to use him for a big game like this. On the right, I reckon he's going to go for Noni Madueke. Makes sense to rest Bukayo Saka. And can he repeat the heroics of last year? Gabriel Jesus, I think, will get the nod from Mikel Arteta. But like I said, I would do something different with my 11. Here's what I'd go for. Yep, Kepa keeps his place, but a right back, I'd go Christian Norgard. I think Timber desperately needs a rest and needs his minutes managed. Centre-backs, I do something different. I do think Saliba should play. He's the one who's been out of the team recently. There was a week between Wolves and Everton, so I don't see why he shouldn't be able to play 2-3 games in a week. But alongside him, I go Calafiori. I think Nkapia has played a lot of football. I think deserves a bit of a rest. I'd like to see Calafiori at centre-back, who only played a handful of minutes against Bruges, didn't play Wolves. There was a week between that game and Everton. I think he's had plenty of rest, Calafiori. I'd get him in at left centre-back. And for all the reasons mentioned before, I'll go Lewis Skelly at left-back. So if Norgard's at right-back, who's in midfield? Well, I stick with Marino, and I'd go Declan Rice. In the right eight, I said I wouldn't play Eze there. I'd go Nwaneri. I think he deserves some minutes. I will talk about Eze in a sec, but I want to see Nwaneri start this game. He could be a match winner against the back five of Palace. We need a bit of match winning quality. I'd go for Ethan. So on the left, I'd go Eberechi Eze. I haven't been that impressed with Martinelli's cameos. I want to see Eze on the left, where I think he's actually going to play more of his football for Arsenal. On the right, for what I think are the same reasons as Mikel, I'd go for Noni Madueke on the right. Makes sense to rest Saka. And yes, up front, I'd keep Gabriel Jesus. What would your 11 be for this game? I'm going for a 2-1 Arsenal win. I want your score predictions too. Let's hope Arsenal can get a huge win against Palace and book themselves in a cup semi-final.